Hello, everyone. Welcome to Investor Mommy. My name is Cam. Today, we are continuing our piece on ETFs. ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. Exchange Traded Fund. Okay. So let's go ahead and move forward. So yesterday we talked about passive ETFs and we talked about actively managed ETFs. So the goal of passive ETFs would be to track a benchmark. Okay. The goal, as opposed to the goal of actively managed ETFs, would be to outperform a benchmark. Okay. All right. So if you need to know a little bit more about passive ETF or actively managed ETFs, go ahead and watch the video from yesterday to get all caught up and then come back over here. All right. You don't have to watch these videos in any particular order, but I will be referring to the past ones every now and then. All right, so let's just go ahead and move forward here. If you have not had a chance to subscribe to the channel, please do so right now. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. Again, it is free. This channel is all about saving money. It shouldn't cost you anything to save. And so that's what I'm all about promoting. That's what we do as a group. We help each other. We encourage one another. And we also help educate one another. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about bond ETFs and stock ETFs. Again, yesterday we talked about passive ETFs and actively managed ETFs. So today we're talking about, again, bond ETFs and stock ETFs. Okay. So a bond ETF is a group of different bonds or debt instruments. Okay, you might ask yourself, what is a bond and what is a debt instrument? So a bond is a loan given to a company or government. And then when you invest in bonds, the investor in bonds receive regular interest payments. Not bad, huh? Okay. I can see myself doing that. Okay. What is a debt instrument? Okay. Well, a debt instrument is a contract that obligates one party to repay another party for a loan with interest. So what comes to my mind when I hear that, I'm thinking a car loan or a mortgage. Okay. So I'm going to read what a bond ETF is again so that they can all soak in. So going back up to the top, a bond ETF is a group of different bonds or debt instruments. So a group of different loans, basically, right? Okay. Another thing about bond ETFs is that they have low volatility. What is volatility? So the word volatility, it just kind of refers, when it comes to stocks, it refers to how much and how quickly prices move over a given time or a given span. So if you've ever seen Bitcoin, oh my God. Bitcoin, when you watch that graph, it is literally it's insane. Okay. And that's why it's such a wonderful, some people love investing in Bitcoin. Okay. And some, they need something a little bit more stable. Okay. All right. So let's move over to stock ETFs. Stock ETFs. So stock ETFs are exclusively for investing in shares of publicly traded companies. They can be designed to either outperform like a actively managed ETF or to replicate like a passive ETF. Okay, so that means stock ETFs are a little bit more. You have a little bit more flexibility when it comes to stock ETFs. All right, so that's all I have for both of those as far as like what they are. Now we're going to go to providing an example of different bond ETFs and different stock ETFs. Okay. All right. So for the bond ETF, Strategy Shares Gold Hedged Bond ETF, ticker symbol GOLY, GOLY. The next example for bond ETFs is going to be iShares Convertible Bond ETF, the ticker symbol ICVT. Next, SPDR, Bloomberg Convertible Securities ETF, ticker symbol CWB. Next example, and the last example that I have for a bond ETF, X Trackers Municipal Infrastructure Revenue Bond ETF. And the ticker for that one is RVNU. Let's go back over to the stock ETFs, and let's just go down our list of 4 examples of stock ETFs. And remember, stock ETFs can be either passive or actively managed, okay? But they are all exclusively made up of publicly traded stocks, okay? All right. Motley Fool Mid Cap Growth ETF. And the ticker symbol for that is going to be TMFM. Next example of a stock ETF, SPDR SSGA US Small Cap Low Volatility Index ETF, ticker symbol SMLV. The third example of a stock ETF that I have for you today is iShares Morningstar Mid Cap Growth ETF, and the ticker symbol for that one is IMCG. And then we have the last example for a stock ETF is Vanguard Mega Cap Growth ETF, ticker symbol MJK. I'm sorry, MGK. There we go. All right. Make sure that you go and research these different types of ETFs, because on Thursday, I am going to be making my investment in an ETF of my choice. And I hope that you are going to do the same thing. You can invest as little as $25 to $100 in an ETF. So be ready. At least get a little bit of money set aside so that you can make your investment. We're going to also talk about how do we make that investment in ETFs, right? Like, where do we go to make an investment in ETFs? So you'll learn about that on Thursday. And let's see. Before we go, let's leave with this. Our goal with saving our money is to eventually create a second cash flow check, okay, that comes in every quarter, if not annually, okay? Even some ETFs can pay you monthly, okay? But that's the goal here, to create a second flow of income, a second cash flow, not something to replace your job or whatever you do for income, but something that's going to help us to add to it. And that's why we're going to be investing in ETFs now. I am going to be investing in ETFs. I'm expecting that most of the group is probably going to be doing the same thing, at least a little bit of money, if not all. Some of you probably already have invested in ETFs. That would be awesome. I would invite you to share with us your experience. But either way it goes, it's this awesome opportunity to save money and grow with others. Don't forget to tell your friends and family, coworkers about our next savings challenge, which we will begin on November 15th of this week. So make sure you get your envelopes. You should already have your envelopes, but new people, they're going to have to go get bags, socks, whatever it is they choose to. It could be rubber bands, like you can band it all together, and paper clips, whatever, in a shoebox. I've seen someone do that, so that's fine. But either way it goes, we will begin on Friday this week. Okay? All right. And if you haven't had a chance to go ahead and subscribe to this channel, please go ahead and do so.